I recently got back from India and it was an incredible trip. We had strategic partner sessions, internal workshops, and I got to take the stage at Embedded India to talk about the new Mercury embedded application environment. It was so exciting, and way more to come on that soon. But today, I want to talk about something I noticed while I was in India, and it brought me back to one of the most common questions I get, and that's, do I need to rewire for OSDP? I want you to picture the cabling infrastructure in parts of India. And we're talking bundles of wire stacked on top of each other, running in every which direction, hung on trees, draped on the ground, doing things that would make any low voltage contractor want to cry. Now, when you see it in person, it looks like the wires had this crazy party and nobody cleaned up. But here's the thing, it works. Communication flows and nobody's standing there saying, oh no, we better not run fast communication over this beautiful disaster. They're just using it because it delivers and it works. That's exactly how I want you to think about using your existing Wiegand runs. Now, to be fair, Wiegand cabling is missing quite a few things that a proper OSDP specification calls for. There's no overall shield, it has the wrong impedance, end-of-the-line resistors aren't used, and the cabling typically isn't low capacitance either. But the one that I want to focus on today is the twisted pair piece, because it's the easiest to understand. With cabling that meets the OSDP spec, the twist exists to cancel noise. And on a non-twisted cable, much like what we use for Wiegand, one wire theoretically is closer to the noise than the other. So if the noise is coming from the top, then this cable gets more noise than this cable. And over time, that creates a differential and it makes for the data to be unreliable. When we add twists to the cable, then each conductor picks up an equal amount of interference. Again, if the noise is coming from the top, then this wire gets more interference than this wire, but then it twists and they start getting the same amount of interference. And that noise, it offsets itself and the noise gets canceled and then there's no differential and the data stays clean. So why does the spec for OSDP, why does it say that the cable needs to be twisted? And why am I going against that and saying you could ignore this and reuse your existing Wiegand cabling? The answer boils down mostly to the distance of the cable run. For access control, we're typically only running around 300 feet max from the reader to the controller. And at that distance, it's challenging to get enough noise to absorb and to create enough interference to muddy up that signal. If we're running really long distances, like RS-45 can support, like up to 4,000 feet, then those twists, they become really important. But we're not doing that in access control today. Now, for anything new, I say do it right. Pull the proper cable while you have the chance. As speeds of communications, as they increase, as the data packets get bigger, and as people start pushing the distance boundaries, having the proper cable will be very important. So same story in India. The old exposed cable runs, they're everywhere, but no one's touching them because they work. But for new installations, they're now burying those cables and they're doing it properly. They aren't ripping out all the old stuff, they're just making sure that anything new is done right from this point forward. So to recap, existing cable, go ahead, use it, don't freak out, just keep moving and start using OSDP. But for new installs, wire it to the spec. It's as simple as that. That's the Mercury Minute. Stay open and stay secure, my friends. See y'all next time.
Seriously though, how does this stuff work?